Yeah, really good win. Obviously, a must-win situation. Last home game. Start off, I felt the defense was off to a good start, and then they break a long run and should be a TFL. We miss a tackle, then we miss another tackle. And again, there's sometimes it's a lot of times those chunk plays are because of mistakes. Most of the times they're because of mistakes. That's a rare instance. We ran our defense, and their guy physically beat our guys, and it's going to happen sometimes. You don't want it to ever happen, but it doesn't happen a lot to our defense, but it did. Their back made a great run. He broke two tackles, should have been a no play, and he gets 61-yard touchdown. So offense just kind of early, not got a lot going. And timing, just our timing's been so good. Just like our passes seem like we were just a hair off. Like, was the throw a little bad? Was the route a little longer? Was it short? Was it just like we were close? We had guys open, and we weren't. It was close to being complete, but it wasn't, and we weren't moving the ball. And then we get them backed up a little bit, and Coach Shear calls a rush, and Cavill comes off the edge and smothers the punt, and Caden picks it up and almost scoops and scores it, gets it down in there, which was nice. And that was the game right there. That, to me, that's when you're watching a game, it just changed the whole complexion of the game. It kind of lit everything up, and then from there it was 37-0. I think they're 37-0 from there on. So, offense got a bunch of chunk plays. They didn't have the consistency they had the last couple weeks, but we talk about chunk plays on offense and defense, and we got a bunch of chunk plays and easy scoring drives, and got it done that way. And then defense, obviously, after the one long run, they had like 60-some snaps for 180-some yards, which, pretty holding people to under 3 yards of play is almost unheard of. So pretty dominating. And then obviously the 8 sacks. And again, when you get them one-dimensional and you get a lead, like we say, that's what you're always looking to do. You don't always get it done, but when you do, and then you got those 4 guys up front, and we just rushed 4 and played coverage. Our coverage was good, and our rush was, our guys up front, were better than their guys up front, and it showed over and over and over. And even when we weren't sacking them, he didn't have any time really to do much. So, really good win. Moving forward to Kent, obviously, it's what, when the schedule came out and they were predicted to win the league, you kind of thought, okay, Kent's got a pretty good team. They got that stud quarterback. They got an offense that scored 60 points a game a year ago. And they got a lot of, they got 5 senior linemen. They got seniors all over the field, and they're a very experienced team. So you kind of looked at the schedule and you know how it works, that unless somebody's 2 games ahead, which no one's going to be 2 games ahead, and it's rare in our league somebody is 2 games ahead. Northern Illinois is a game ahead, but they already have the tiebreaker on Central because they beat Central 39-38. It was going to come, like, if things go well, it's going to come down to week 12 on the road. I can't, like, kind of what you thought. Most likely scenario if things go well is you're going to have to go to Kent and beat Kent week 12. So, like we said, we've been preparing this for 11 months to try to get this point. The kids have earned the opportunity to have a huge game like this. It's pretty awesome week 12 that you get to play as meaningful a game as you can get. We know how talented they are. We know how hard it is to stop them. We know the talent they have, the running backs, the receivers. They got a really good tight end now. They got 5 senior linemen. They got a kid that would have been drafted a year ago and decided to come back at quarterback. Like, they're loaded. And again, we knew, like I said, we knew if things went well, this was what's come down to, and this is our opportunity. So we got another 9 days to prepare and try to go play our best football, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing.
Tuesday night, you talked about how last time you guys had a longer break, you came out a little bit flat against OU. What can you guys do to make sure that doesn't happen this time?
Obviously, talk about it. Look at the schedule. We actually have another day. So just kind of look at our schedule, what we did. And again, sometimes you don't change just to change. Like, sometimes you're on the right path, but it didn't work out. But you still look at it and say, okay, what did we do? How did we prepare? When do we practice? How do we practice? Trying to get them into more of a normal routine, which is you definitely want to take advantage of the extra time because they play Saturday, and we don't. So, but you don't want to make it to where by the middle of next week they're sick of meetings, they're sick of this, they're sick, like that. It's like, okay, we've seen this play 400 times. On a normal week, you kind of build up pretty quickly, and then the game time. So, and try to get them back in their normal routine for next week, which that's hard again because now you got Thanksgiving, which can't prepare for that. So, but we talk about it and we know, and hopefully, like we always talk about, hopefully you learn from your experiences, and the kids just mentally get it figured out, like that. Hey, last time we kind of, it was a long time, and it was, you know, we weren't as ready to go as we need to be, and we got to make sure obviously we're ready to go for this.
How much help, if any, can the prep work you did for last year's game that wasn't played help you this year?
Probably not a lot. Most of our kids can't remember last week, let alone last year, so I don't know. I can't, and again, I certainly can't remember what the hell we were doing. I remember it was a disaster, and there was every day there was different people that weren't there, and we had coaches out at that point in time, and we were practicing with half our staff, so I do remember that part of it, but I don't really remember that, you know. So it was, yeah. So I'm glad that's in the rearview mirror, so.